Hi everyone, welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time. This is episode 16 of the Soul Guidance for Your Career Facebook Live gathering. I'm so happy that you're joining me, whether you've been here before or it's your first time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So before anything else, we're going to just do a little tuning in, just opening this sacred space. All right, so wherever you are, whether you're here live or listening to the transmission, just take some nice cleansing breaths. And as you take those breaths, just really setting the intention to being present. So letting go of anything that might be distracting you. And just really giving yourself the gift of fully arriving, fully being here. Welcome, Jill. I'm so glad you're here. So bringing the palms of our hands together in front of our heart. As we close our eyes and feel the earth underneath your feet, feeling those beautiful roots of light going down your legs and out the bottoms of your feet deep into the earth. And see your roots connecting with everybody else's roots who are here watching, whether they're here live or watching the transmission at any point in time, so that we create this beautiful network of light in the earth, helping each of you to receive more healing and guidance from your soul, and also to let go of more burdens or wounds or whatever is in the way. And then all of us bringing our awareness to our heart. I set the intention that this space be open, that it be surrounded in blessings and miracles and grace and clarity and joy and abundance. And I send out a call to everyone who is meant to watch this, that it may be a blessing, that it may lead you on your path of sharing your soul's medicine. For the world needs your medicine. Nobody else has that, which you can only give. So bowing to our heart and everybody else's heart with deep gratitude, we end and begin with a namaste. Namaste, everyone. Lovely. Hello. It's so fun to close my eyes and then open my eyes and see more people. Katie, hello. Eva, hello. So, as I said, today's episode 16, last Facebook Live of June. So exciting. So if you've been watching these, you know that June has been all about sharing your light, coming out of hiding. We talked about healing your divine masculine, right? That divine masculine energy, empowering your solar plexus, your confidence and willpower. And then last week it was the full moon, and we were leading into the summer solstice. So talked about connecting with that energy of your inner phoenix child, right? Like that energy, and like expanding your ability to receive, so that you can receive the blessings from your soul. There was a lot in the call. So just, if you haven't watched it, please feel free to go back and watch it. And even if you have, as you hear this, if you're like, you know what, I need to hear that again, or maybe just do the healing transmission again, do so. So today, as we connect, it was really clear to me, and I keep wanting to let this go, but my soul is like, nope, we still need to make sure, we're halfway through the year, right? Halfway through 2019. That is so amazing. And this is a perfect time, not only a perfect time, it's like essential. I really believe that it's essential that we pause, and this might be your pause, or you might have taken already many pauses to do this consciously, of being here at the 6-month point and looking back to the beginning of 2019. Right? And acknowledging all of the growth, all of the gifts, all of the blessings, everything you've received, all the courage that you've shown. And also perhaps any burdens or baggage or trauma that you might have, just setting that intention of letting that go, like letting it be processed if it needs more processing. What I'm hearing is, if you're watching this, you've already done a lot of processing, and perhaps it's just that energetic piece that's left. Right, of like releasing from your energy body, right, from your chakras, from your aura, it's so interesting. I'm hearing that from the aura of your cells. I've never had that thought before, but your cells, right? The cell membrane. So releasing from the cell membrane even any memories or experiences or moments in this year that have felt like you were in this place where you forgot who you are, or were you and you were, it was hard to feel hopeful. And there's no shame in that. We all go through that. But almost, I feel like today, in today's healing transmission, you're going to receive this beautiful healing shower from your soul of like, okay, let's let that go, right? So that as you stand here in the center, in this moment, looking ahead to the rest of the year, you have a focus and an intention of where it is you want to go. Now, I say that where it is you want to go, understanding fully well that you might not have the whole blueprint yet, and that's okay. In fact, I find that for me, the longer I am consciously on the spiritual journey, the more I'm asked to surrender into the moment. So yes, I have plans, right? I set a plan that feels very soul guided. But then as I go through every day, through every week, through every month, things start to shift. My soul might guide me in a different way, or events in my life happen that it's clear that it's like, oh, I'm going to go in this way. Always, you know, when we talk about your career and your soul's medicine, always with that clarity of intention that you want to share your soul's medicine in the most authentic, the most joyful and fulfilling for you and those that you are helping, in the most tender and vulnerable way. So that's really important. And I want to say, so as I was planning for today, and you know, part of me didn't want to talk about this because I already wrote my blog about this. I've talked about it several times, but it just really feels so essential that before we start July, which will be next week, oh my gosh, that these last weeks of June are so intentional, that you are in this space of gratitude for yourself and deep respect for yourself. I mean, think about that word, respect. You're like really having this deep respect for yourself. Like, wow, look at the journey you're walking on. Look at all of the milestones you've gone through. Look at all of the initiations you've gone through. Not just in 2019, although we're focusing on this year, but just your whole life. So using the end of June, every day, every moment, to have such deep respect and appreciation for yourself, it's like letting your soul, your angels, your spiritual teachers and guides who love you unconditionally. So you always want to say that when you're calling on your spiritual teachers and guides, you always want to put that, right? Those who are based on unconditional love. So they don't have any agenda except helping you to fulfill your purpose, helping you to stay aligned with your soul. So it feels like these last days of June are like this time to like reset and renew and take these beautiful showers of your soul's light. To then July begins and you're ready for the second half. So what I was going to say is, as I was preparing, I looked up, my office right now is in the dining room, so I was there and I looked up and I saw my letter that I wrote to myself for my future self. So those of you who came to the, was it January? Yes, January retreat that I did at the beginning of the year, one of the things I invited everyone to do, and it's not the first time I've invited people to do this, it was to connect to December 31st of 2019, so the last day of this year, and to call upon the you of that future moment, the you that has gone through 2019 already, and to have that you of December 31st, 2019 write you a letter. So it's a letter from your future self, not for your future self, to your future, it's from. So I took mine out and, was like, oh my gosh, was thinking of what my future self had written me. And it was really interesting to see that, but also I was aware, like, oh, I feel like it's time to have this kind of explicit conversation with that moment again, with December 31st, 2019. And I know that can feel so far away. It's a different season. The weather will be different. You will be different. I mean, think about how much you grow in a month. I'm amazed, even in a week. Like, I feel like when we're on this spiritual accelerated path, I mean, we're just constantly evolving. So imagine where you're going to be come December 31st. And what it was really clear to me is that when I do the meditation, and I'm starting to call it like meditation / healing transmission. I always knew it was that, but it's become more apparent to me that it is a healing transmission. Is receiving, again, I just keep seeing that shower of light from your soul, right? That's clearing your cells of any debris. That's like, okay, I'm not gonna take that the rest of the year. That's done. Thank you for the lessons. Let's go. And then seeing, you know, if this is where we are in this moment, and over here is, you know, December 31st, the you that's gonna be here, you know, kind of having this merging and having her or him bless you and offer you guidance and wisdom and offer you spiritual food, right? That you are exactly where you're meant to be. That's the other thing that really came through today as I was meditating and walking and preparing for today's Facebook Live, was that everyone, all of you are exactly where you're meant to be. And I know that can feel, there's parts of you that can doubt that. Like, well, I want to be over there where I'm already making more money, or where I have more clients, or where this is easier. But it's actually the journey to when you're there is the healing, it's the transmission, it's what develops your soul's medicine. So I've really been practicing that thought, like I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And I'm amazed at how much resistance I have, like how many parts. And I think it was, a lot of it is rooted in the past, because there were moments in my past that were so painful that the only way I knew how to get through it was to focus on the future. That was the only way, my fuel that I could hold that could help me get through those really challenging times. Like just imagining the future, imagining when things were better. And that was great. It helped so much. At that moment, I didn't have the spiritual understanding or the spiritual mentors. I had them I had the spiritual mentors in spirituality. I wasn't aware of them as much as I am now. But I didn't have anyone teaching me all these things. And then again, of course, that was perfect. That was part of my life. But at that moment, if somebody had said to me, you're exactly where you're meant to be, oh my gosh, I would have been like, what? No, I'm not. This is so painful and I don't want to be here. I wouldn't have been able to hold that. And yet, you know, looking back, I absolutely can see that without any of that, I wouldn't be here in this moment. And I'm being guided to share, and I shared this in my first book, and I've talked about it before, I don't think on the Facebook Lives, but it was about 5 years ago, maybe, something like that. I had this dream and it was one of those just like super vivid dreams, like special dreams where you wake up and you know, like, oh gosh, that was like a message from my soul. And in my dream, I had traveled back in time to 8th grade. And for me, 8th grade, that moment before I went to high school, there had been a part of me that for a long time was like, oh, I wish I could go back to prepare my 8th grade self, to warn her, to say, don't go to that high school, to say, don't do this, don't do that, you know, like try to save all this ache and pain and grief that was going to come. So in this dream, I was able to travel back in time. I go to my grammar school. I'm standing in the playground at dismissal, and you know, I see my friends that I hadn't even thought about in years, but I'm back in, what year was that, like 1988 or something, and I see myself, like my 8th grade self, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, oh, I was so pretty. And I say that because I used to think I was so ugly in 8th grade. I had such, oh my gosh, low self-esteem and just a lot of even like self-hatred. But I was like, oh. So then I, walk up to my 8th grade self. Of course, knowing my 8th grade self's gonna be like, who is this adult woman talking to me? But I'm trying to prepare myself, like, okay, I've got a chance to talk to her. So I stand in front of me as an 8th grader and I say, can I talk to you? And, normally, appropriately, my 8th grade self is like, I could tell she's looking doubtful, and I'm like, we could just talk right here. There's a lot of people around. I'm not going to hurt you. I just have something to tell you. So this is all happening. And I am feeling, and I can feel it now as I'm talking about it, because that dream is like tattooed in my brain. I'm feeling so much like a sense of urgency, like, okay, I got to tell her this. Because even though it was almost like a lucid dream, because I know I didn't have a lot of time to talk to her. So I'm talking to her and I'm telling her. And first I'm saying like, you're so beautiful and all these things. And she's kind of like looking at me like, okay. But then I start to want to tell her, don't go to this high school. And I start to try to warn her. But as soon as I try to talk, my body starts to be in so much pain. And like I literally... And every time I try to say something else that I'm thinking like, oh, I need to warn her about this, I can't speak because I'm in so much pain. And I realize I'm disintegrating. Like I realized, like I know in my dream, I looked at myself and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm disappearing. And in that moment, I understood in a way that I hadn't ever before, that I couldn't avoid any of the things I went through, as painful as they were. That I had to go through that. That if I warned her and she didn't go to that high school or didn't go with this person or didn't do that, I wouldn't exist. I would literally disappear. So it was this moment of clarity, and then I just started saying, you're strong, you're gonna get through, just all these things that she again was looking at me like, you're odd. And then I woke up. So I share that to say, it was so, whenever I go to that place still where I'm like, oh, why am I not in this place, in this moment yet? I remember that dream, and I know it was a gift from my soul, because there was these parts of me that I still, tend to, that felt like, why did we have to go through that? And that was just like such a cellular way of knowing, like, oh my gosh, I was exactly meant to experience all those things. All of those led me to this moment. And that is not to say that we can only grow or evolve through pain and suffering. One of the things that I'm so grateful, I have so many wonderful teachers, and I know I've talked about Kyra, the author of the Sophia Code. And there's been other teachers who've said similar things to me, that we are evolving to this new way of growing and evolving, which is to do that through love, through divine love, and through joy even. But there's still many of us, especially many of us light workers, I feel like, we're like on the bridge. We're like these pioneers of, so many of you had so much trauma or wounding or pain or self-doubt, moments where you forgot just totally who you were. I had those moments. Maybe not completely, because I know there was always this light inside. And now we're in this place, right? Being asked to trust that we're exactly where we're meant to be, and that moving forward, we can grow through divine love, that we can grow through divine compassion for ourselves, that we can grow through divine respect for ourselves, that we can grow through abundance, through ease and flow. And it's hard to make that jump, because not only in this lifetime that we have a lot of stress and wounding and trauma, but many of us had lifetimes of persecution and so on and so on. So to do that quantum leap of like, I am here present, I'm releasing my addiction to suffering, my attachment to suffering, and even just like not knowing, how do we grow through love? That's what we're in the process of birthing. And in this moment, halfway through the year, in this moment of reflection and integration and deep healing, that's what we do. We're looking back from January through this moment and recognizing, oh wow, so much that I've gone through. I'm so grateful. I love all my parts. I have so much compassion. And I don't know if you can hear, but there's a little daycare walking through. So there's all these little kids walking outside, these little preschoolers. So I feel like that's a message from our soul, right? And to, as we do this reflection, that you're connecting with your inner child, letting her know that she is safe, that you love her. And by the way, we have more than one, so your whole little preschool of little children, of inner children. So again, that reflection, and if there's a part of you that is resisting looking back, just know it's a part. That's okay. Just have so much compassion for that part. You're not looking back to get re-traumatized. You're not looking back to beat yourself up. You're not looking back with regret. You're looking back with, again, so much compassion and so much respect for your journey. And then we're going to receive from our future self, right? Those blessings and love and guidance, and really bless the path from now till the end of 2019. So, you're just letting yourself take all that in, whatever resonated. Just kind of letting all that go in, and trusting that if you're watching this, whether you're here live or watching the recording, that something in what I said was really meant for you, right? That was really something, that some form that your soul was speaking to you through me. So we're going to get ready for, and of course, if you have questions or any comments or anything, you want to put them there, please feel free. So as we now switch to our meditation and healing transmission, so let's just kind of shake a little bit and get comfortable. I actually need to drink a little water. And just connecting with your roots. Whenever, it's always important to ground, but when you're doing some time traveling, right, when we're reflecting on the past and then receiving from the future, remembering the only place you can do that is in the present, right? It's kind of like, whoa, because it can feel like I'm going to the past, I'm going to the future. We can be so ungrounded, like, nope, you are here in this moment, super grounded, because the only place healing happens is in the present moment. Even when you're healing the past, it only gets healed when you're in the present moment. So let's take a moment to really bring your awareness to your hips and your pelvis, the base of your spine. Right, seeing those roots going down your legs, deep into the earth. We already did this at the beginning of the transmission, but just, again, do a deeper connection with your roots. And feel those roots just anchoring you into this present moment. You're so present, you're here. Taking some nice cleansing breaths. The intention as you breathe mindfully to, again, bring you to this present moment. Whenever you're watching this, just this present moment. And sitting with that, knowing that we're halfway through 2019. And if you're here, you're taking that courageous step of pausing. Sometimes the most courageous thing that you can do is to pause. Right? To pause, a soul pause. So in this moment, as you pause here, we bring the palms of our hands over our heart center. And I invite you to close your eyes. With your eyes closed, seeing in your heart that beautiful light of your soul. And see your heart just filled with your soul's light. And with your hands here at your heart, you ask your soul for her support and guidance and healing transmission as you do this reflection and preparation for this next half of 2019. So feel your soul's joy and delight with you. She is so happy that you are here, that you said yes. And she says, I want to help you honor yourself and respect yourself. I want to help you see how much you have grown already this year. So asking these questions, and remember, your soul always answers. Now, in this moment, you might just hear the answers as feelings or light or color. But know that the clarity of the answers will come, if not now, at exactly the right time for you. And remember, this is recorded, so if you have to hear it again, you can do so. So first question, beautiful soul, what is the most important lesson I have learned so far in 2019? Again, beautiful soul, what is the most important lesson I have learned so far in 2019? Again, beautiful soul, what is the most important lesson I have learned so far in 2019? And then beautiful soul, what is the most important thing for me to let go of before moving into the second half of 2019? Again, beautiful soul, what is the most important thing I need to let go of before moving into the next half of 2019? And again, what is the most important thing I need to let go of for me to move forward with the rest of 2019? Now, feeling that light in your heart, so strong, so potent, so loving, your soul is going to offer you a deep healing that is going to help you integrate the lessons, especially the one that your soul is saying is the most important lesson so far, the most important thing you've learned. So let's do that first. So see the light filling your heart, and then the light expands out of your heart, filling your torso, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your abdominal area, your hips, your pelvis, down to your legs, your feet, your toes, up your neck, the back of your neck, your jaw, your cheeks, the skin around your eyes, your forehead, the back of your skull, the top of your skull. Your whole body is filling with your soul's light. And as you fill with your soul's light, notice that your soul's light is going into your cells, is going into the nuclei of your cells, is going into the DNA of your cells, and is activating the integration of your most important lessons so far of this year. What this means is that your soul is filling your nuclei, your cells, with light, so that all of that important lesson that you learned, that it be integrated, so that it lives in every cell of your body. So all you have to do is visualize one cell, the light of your soul going into your cell, the light going into the nuclei, right, the nucleus of this one cell, the light going into the DNA of this one cell. And once this cell receives the light, all of your cells get it. So integrating the wisdom. And now, as that continues to happen, your soul sends its light now in this beautiful green, emerald green color. And I see Archangel Raphael here too, the Archangel of Healing. This green light going in every cell of your body, especially the cell membrane, clearing, releasing whatever it is you are meant to let go of that does not serve you anymore, that you are letting go and not taking with you the rest of 2019. So see that, focus on one cell, this beautiful emerald green light surrounding the cell, going in the cell. But specifically focus on the cell membrane, and as the green light infuses the cell membrane, it's lifting off waste, detoxing trauma, whatever is there that does not serve you, it is being removed now. At the same time, that beautiful golden light of your soul's light is activating your DNA, integrating the wisdom that you've learned so far. Your soul can multitask, so both of these things are happening at once. Just breathe, breathe, and receive. You don't need to understand logically how this is happening. Just breathe and receive. Feeling your hands over your heart, anchoring you to this present moment. Healing only happens in this moment, in the present moment now. And as that continues to happen, let that continue to happen without you having to focus on it. You're back in this moment. And now connect with the last day of 2019, December 31st, 2019. See yourself in a beautiful scene, whatever that is, whether you're alone in your house, maybe it's morning time, maybe you're drinking some tea. It's somewhere where you are having some moment of solitude for yourself, the last day of 2019. And look at how lovely you look. Look at how grateful you look, how blessed you look. Notice how much more potent and powerful and loving your soul's medicine is. And as you see yourself, notice that now your future self is looking at you, looking into your eyes. And as she looks into your eyes, she is beaming this beautiful healing transmission into your third eye. She's activating your third eye so that the path forward till the end of the year is clear, so that you know what are your yeses and what are your nos, so that you are exactly in the right time, at the right place, doing the right thing. And as you stand there gazing into your future self, you know that your soul is also there with both of you. And now ask yourself, how do I want to feel on the last day of this year? And it could be 1 or 2 or 3 words that come to your mind. How do I want to feel? It might be peace, it might be grateful, it might be I want to feel abundant, it might be I want to feel proud of myself. Whatever it is, how do I want to feel the last day of 2019? And let those feelings fill your heart in this moment. And your soul and your future self are saying, yep, we're helping you. Every day, every moment, you're cultivating this feeling already. You don't have to wait till the end of the year to feel that. In fact, feeling those things now will strengthen that for that moment. And here, again, your hands on your heart, you are here in this present moment. Take some breaths, thanking your future self. Thanking your soul, knowing that your cells have integrated that powerful healing and will continue to do so. Feeling the roots so deep and strong. Recognizing that this healing is done. It is so. It is done. With deep gratitude, we bring the palms of our hands together in front of our heart. Bow to yourself, to your soul. We bow to everyone here live or watching this transmission. And let your soul see how your soul is bowing to you as well. With such deep gratitude, respect, and honor. And we end with a namaste. Namaste. As you end, take some nice stretches. Hello, Amy. And as we do this, I'm going to burn some sage as we come back from that powerful inner journey with your soul. So here we have some sage. So, as I said, the healing is unfolding, right? If you're guided to listen again to the recording, not because you're like, oh, it didn't work, I gotta do it again, but more because that's the way your soul's speaking to you, right? That your soul, sometimes our soul always gives us exactly what we're ready for. And the first layer, sometimes when you ask questions, is you're receiving this amazing energetic healing from your soul. And then as you do it over and over, or you ask the same questions, then it kind of comes to your awareness and consciousness. So if you feel like, oh, I want to have a journal with me and listen to that transmission again and just kind of write down what comes. And that's so interesting because I've never asked, what is those specific questions? You know, I don't, the way I prepare for this is, I mean, you know, I take walks, I pray, I meditate, I do a little outline, but the inner journeys are not, I mean, I have an idea of that. Okay, we're going to connect with the future self. There's going to be some sort of healing about the past 6 months, but I don't plan the questions ahead of time. They show up, and I trust that it's all of our souls together saying, this is the question that's the key. So that was so powerful for me even to ask, you know, what is the most important lesson you've learned these first 6 months of the year? I had parts I wanted to say, lessons, more than one, but it was something really important that your soul wants you to recognize. What was the one most important lesson? Doesn't mean you've only learned one thing, but there's something powerful about that. All right, you guys are so awesome. So I have some cards that I want to pull for you. First, I want to have a few announcements, and I do have to look at my clipboard because I forget. So one, if you're interested in scheduling a free 45 minutes to 1 hour session with me, what I call a breakthrough session, which is like, if you're like, I'm ready, I'm looking for a spiritual career coach, a mentor, somebody who can help me to evolve and share my soul's medicine, and you want to talk to me, I'd love to do that. Just go to my website, lisaespinosa.net, and go to the Start Here page, and it explains exactly how to do that. And that can be done over Skype or Zoom or phone or even in person if you're local. I have opened my schedule from August to November. Yes, that was a huge step for me. You know, so August to November is open. So as I said, if you're thinking, well, right now is not good, I'm going to be traveling a lot or whatever it is, but I absolutely want to have this on the calendar, then go and make those appointments. Okay, would love to talk to you. And of course, you can always email me if you have questions about it. What else? Facebook Live next Monday, and then it's going to be the 15th. I'm traveling a lot in July. I'm so super excited. It's like part of my, oh, I know my soul's going to be so bonding with me. I'm going to be bonding with my family, but it's also like kind of like a pilgrimage. It feels, one by the oceans will be like 9 days, and then by the mountains in Mexico. So I'm so excited. It's not consecutive, but that's why my Facebook Lives will be a little choppy in July. The next Reiki for Your Career virtual gathering is July 21st. I'll be sending invitations for that. I'm also going to be offering the Reiki. I have about 4 slots for the Reiki for Your Career mini program that I have. And it's usually $444, and you're the first ones to hear I'm having a special of $333. That's the lowest I've ever done that, and it probably will ever be. I mean, I shouldn't say that. My soul, might change its mind, but I'm so excited about that. It's such a gift. And when my soul told me that, I was like, okay, cool, 333. And it's you can go to my website and read about it. It's not just Reiki sessions, it's also an attunement. And totally, I've done many of these virtually. And in fact, now that I'm using Zoom, it could also be recorded, so you can go back and listen to the attunement and listen to the Reiki, just the healing transmission. So I'll be sending that in my newsletter. I only have like 4 spots. I keep that very contained. So if you're interested, I would love to connect with you in that way. And I know I said last week I would announce today, and I actually have to wait till next week, but I just want to say I have so much exciting stuff coming in the fall. Oh my gosh. I almost can't believe it myself. So I'm working on book number 2. That's one thing. I have a big surprise of a new offering that I'm hoping to be able to share next week. And then I'll also be, if you're in the Chicagoland area, I'm going to be in Highland Park again next, like in the fall. I'm going to be in Barrington offering CEUs. Like, what? That's like the first time I do that for all these different kind of, I know if you're an acupuncturist, maybe a massage therapist, there's all these professions that you'll get CEUs if you attend this workshop. Franklin Park, there's all these things coming up. So I would love to see you in person. If you're local, if you want to travel to come see me, I'd love to see you. So I'm going to be sharing those things, and my goal is to have all this ready to present to you before I go out of town in July, so that you know what's coming. And yeah, and if I'm inspired, if I feel called to do a Facebook Live from the oceans in North Carolina or from the mountains of Mexico, you might see that too. Okay, so thank you, lovely ladies who are here, and gentlemen, of course, if you're here, you're watching a transmission. So I'm going to pull these cards for you. And I was guided to choose one from the Soul Woman deck. And if you're a male watching this, or even if you don't necessarily identify with either of those genders, our soul doesn't have a gender. I say she, but really our soul is beyond gender. So whatever resonates with you. So I see these cards as like postcards from your soul, right? So what else does your soul want to say for this week, right? As you use the last days of June to reflect, to release, recommit, and be ready for the second half, right? Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Jill. Jill says, thank you. I was taking notes. Yes, take notes. I'm a note taker too. It's so helpful though, because afterwards when you read it, you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, that was there. Oh, wow. Look at what you all got. Boundaries. My clear boundaries allow me to protect myself, nurture my intentions, and follow my true self. All right, everyone. This is not vague at all. Saying have clear boundaries. Right? Don't allow other people's drama or good intentions, and I say that without judgment, right? So everybody's doing the best they can. But it's not their job to set the boundaries for you, right? It's our job to be like, nope, this is time I'm devoting to myself. I'm saying no to this or no to that or whatever it is, right? So boundaries. It's going to be really important. Boundaries. Not surprised that this is a message that's coming. So boundaries. And then let's see from the Gateway Oracle. What else? It's going to be a sentence. Boundaries. The second one for this week is breaking barriers. I am expanding beyond limitations into joy and freedom. Yes! Look at this. Look at that tree. It's just kind of dry, and then these green shoots are coming. The sun is shining on it. So really, like what I meant by sentence, it's like this, right? Set boundaries, have super clear boundaries this week. Well, always, but this week, right? And that's going to give you the space that you need to break these barriers and step into joy and freedom, right? Yes, boundaries and shielding, Jill says, absolutely. And that's, I'm glad you said that, Jill, because with the boundaries, and again, very connected with breaking down barriers, some of it, you know, you just received, first of all, you're all, I'm sure, highly sensitive, right? Possibly empaths as well. And you just received, I mean, remember, your soul's light is infusing your cells, your DNA. I mean, there's a lot going on. So to take some moments throughout the day, I'm really hearing it shouldn't just be once throughout the day, to shield your beautiful energy. Not with the energy of fear, like, oh, ew, there's so much bad stuff out there, I have to protect myself. Not from that energy, but just from like, okay, I'm very open, but I'm shielding, and I'm shielding myself. I'm setting the intention to attract love and abundance, to radiate love and abundance. So there's this shield, it's like a shield made of love, right? So that feels important. And the last card from Keepers of the Light, awesome, Kyle Gray. Oh, I didn't say, if you're interested, the Soul Woman deck, it's like Shushan Movesian. This is the deck, highly recommend it. And then the second one was from Denise Lynn, Gateway Oracle. And now this is Kyle Gray, Keepers of the Light. Okay, so let's see. Which Keeper of the Light is with you this week, helping you to set boundaries and break down these barriers? Okay. Diana. Focus intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. Look at that. So we've got, I need like 3 arms. Okay. So boundaries, right? Clear boundaries allow me to protect myself, nurture my intentions, and follow my true self. And I love that she's talking to a bird. So pay attention to, pay attention to the birds that show up in your life. Every bird has a different message. Okay. And then you're breaking down barriers. And I love that it's saying beyond limitations into joy and freedom. And then you've got Diana, who's like focused intention. Think about what you desire. And for me, it's like focused intention, right? What do we talk about today? Like that end of 2019, that last day, you are focused. When that last day comes, this is how I want to feel. This is how I'm going to feel. I'm going to feel proud of myself. I'm going to feel abundant. I'm going to feel so loving to myself. That's just what I'm thinking, but whatever it is for you. Right, so that focus intention, and focus on, okay, what it is that I'm creating. Yay! All right. Thank you, everyone. You're so lovely. It's such an honor to spend this time with you. Please share this with others. Let people know. Guide them to these transmissions. And I will be thinking about you this week. And of course, feel free to write any comments or questions on the, even after I post it. Yes, and I'm just reading what Jill is saying. Shielding, shield of light and love. Yes, Jill, thank you. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone. See ya.